taste, Em?
Oh, yes, we like to eat, and we've got a pretty good cook here for us, if I do say so myself. Bill Barker here with Devil's Breath Chili Company, making up some of his award-winning chili, toned down a notch so we in the morning here can handle the spice level. But what have you done since we last talked to you?
Well, we've browned the meat and added tomatoes, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. And we're going to be adding 4 tablespoons of cumin and 1 teaspoon of allspice, and my favorite ingredient. And this is really the secret to my chili. This is what really makes it the championship recipe, is blackstrap molasses.
All right.
I know that you can't substitute regular molasses. It has to be blackstrap because of the flavor.
Okay.
Now, when I say tablespoon in the recipe, I don't mean a measuring spoon. I mean you take a regular tablespoon and just get a couple of big tablespoons full of it in there, and then dunk it in there, let the heat clean it off.
There you go.
That is going to, I'll tell you what, this is the secret to this recipe.
Awesome.
Now, I want to say one thing about chili. Okay, the first thing to remember about real Texas-style chili, beans do not belong in chili.
Ooh.
Beans are a side dish.
Oh, you're throwing up some controversy out here this morning.
Oh, well, you want controversy? Go down to Texas and try to make chili with beans in it and see what happens. You'll get lynched.
So we're mixing it all together here, and you told me earlier, I mean, you've got your whole recipe written out here this morning, but usually that's not something you do. So how is this kind of a little bit different from a typical chili cook you might do?
Well, I usually make a much larger batch. My competition pot, I collect cast iron. I have a rather large Dutch oven that I use. So I've had to do a test batch a couple of weeks ago to make sure I had, because I've never written the recipe down. I've always done it from my head. So I had to kind of make up a cheat sheet here, because usually when I measure this stuff out, I just like a palm full of this, a pinch of that.
And it always works out?
Yes. You kind of just get a feel for it. Now, one thing I want to point out, you can make this chili in a regular pot, but it won't be the same. Anybody that tells you that cast iron does not make a difference in the flavor of food has never really cooked a lot with cast iron. I love it.
So you've laid out some ground rules for us this morning, and earlier you put in the meat. Tell us real quickly just about the meat, and why is this a little bit different from your average, say, ground beef or sausage?
Well, rather than use ground beef, I use what I call chili grind. If you go to the butcher or the grocery store, ask them to get 3 pounds of chuck, get a roast, and 1 pound of pork, and have them do a first grind. When they do hamburger, they usually grind it twice. You get a first grind, it's just kind of a chunky, it's not like stew meat, but it's kind of between stew meat and hamburger.
Okay.
It just gets a nice texture to it.
Sure. Well, Bill, we'll check in with you coming up in our next half hour. Thanks for being with us again. And the Buzz Report, some chili. All morning long we've been getting it together, and now Kevin is back in the conference room, and let's see how it's turning out so far. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Emily, we've got a great simmer going on back here. It smells great here as well this morning. Bill Barker from Devil's Breath Chili Company in Hamilton County is here, and kind of seeing a lot of color in there too, with the reds and the greens and whatnot. So we've been simmering for just over an hour now, right?
Just about, yes, sir.
And I know you've got some secret ingredients in here, but what is, to anybody who makes chili, what's kind of your advice to making it just right?
Well, as I said before, cast iron is very important. It does make a difference in the flavor. But with the peppers, the Anaheims and the Poblanos, if you use them raw, you get some of the flavor, but you have to fire roast the peppers to really bring out the flavor. You can do it a couple of ways. You can fire up the grill, get a nice fire going, and set the peppers in the flames till the skins get all black and blistered. And then just run cold water over them and peel the skins off, and then chop the peppers up. Try doing this. Get a raw pepper, take a taste of it, then roast it and taste it. Trust me, the difference is unbelievable. It really brings out the flavor in the peppers.
Now, how long do you typically let a chili like this simmer?
About an hour. You want to get there's not a lot of spices in it. As you can see, just the cumin, the allspice, and the molasses really is what it simmers together and really brings out the flavor in all the spices and gets into the meat. And that's really about all it takes. Now, of course, with a good chili, you always like to reheat it. Don't eat it all at once, because
Oh, yeah.
the best chili always gets better when you reheat it.
Absolutely. And we also are anti-bean with this chili. Is that right?
Absolutely. As I said before, beans do not belong in chili. This is it's all meat, and I'll tell you what, it definitely makes a difference. I mean, it's just, well, I can't say any more than that. Beans just don't belong in chili.
All righty. Well, we will try this chili in about 15 minutes or so.